So good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me live tonight, particularly because I thought everybody was going to be watching Harry and Meghan sort of like blow the world up with their bombshells, apparently. I'm quite interested in it, to be honest. I don't know what they're going to say. I've seen little bits of Oprah on the news today, but thank you for not watching it live. We can all go and watch that later on, and you can keep me company for a little while. Wayne, how you doing? Good evening. Sam, how you doing? Ricky's here. I'm just saying hello to Dale and Joe and everyone else, Rich, and everyone else who's here live. If you are watching on the replay, thank you so much for watching the replay as well, whether you are on YouTube or you're on Facebook or you're listening on the Act on This TV audio experience on iTunes or Spotify or Stitcher or SoundCloud or wherever you get your audio fix. Thank you. Tonight's going to be a little bit different, and I'll tell you completely why. I normally, on these Monday Night Lives, like to recap on the previous week's member-only mastermind session and, play out you guys like some little salient clips from that. It gives a chance for people to sort of, recap, that's the word, recap on things that we spoke about if you were there live, or if you're not a member of actonthis.tv, it gives you some free content that you can still implement in your acting career, still give you value that can, help you move further much faster. Now, last week's mastermind session currently is sort of embargoed at the moment. It happened live, was a fantastic session, but we're just waiting for permission to re-upload the replay, just because it was with a great agent, and there's some clients within the agency that we used within the presentation, which is all fine. We were told that that's absolutely legit, but they just need to that it's okay for their images to be within the replay, if you know what I mean, before I can upload it to the replay, to the members area. So I'm just respecting that. So for now, there is no replay. If you were there live, you got a bit of an exclusive as of now. I'm hoping there will be a replay and that the people we featured will be cool with it. There should be, but there were a lot of really sort of like massive names in it. This agency look after some of the world's biggest actors, so we just got to get a little bit of permission from each of them to go, yeah, it's cool, keep me in the recording. So that means tonight I'm not going to recap on that because I'm not allowed, really. So I thought, you know what we've not done in ages is just do a proper open Q&A for the entire hour. And there's a few things that I want to talk about as well, and sort of like little topics. There's a couple of little pointers that I want to bring to your attention as well, just within the Acts on This community and things that I'm doing, things to get involved with. Sarah says, no replay. That's it. What'd she say? That's it. What? I missed it. I can't see the comment. Sarah, Facebook's doing weird things to the comments. You're probably saying that's it. Forget it. It's Crazy Tom's in the house. How you doing, Tom? Hope you I can't even speak. I hope you are well, mate. I'm losing it, Tom. I'm losing it. It's been one of those days. So we're gonna do some Q&A. And I'm going to tell you what's coming up for members of actonthis.tv tomorrow, because we have got another fire session tomorrow. With, in my opinion, one of the most talented actresses in this country, Jill Halfpenny. She's incredible. She's coming on tomorrow night. Second time she's been on actonthis.tv to take part in a mastermind session for all members, where you get to jump on camera, have a chat with her. We're going to be talking all about her career. Her recent, the show that she recently starred in, The Drowning, she starred in that for Channel 5, was a really cool show. Won't mention any spoilers, but you should definitely watch it. It's a 4-part series, bit of a thriller with a massive twist. So do check that out if you can catch it up on Channel 5's Catch Up, whatever that is. I'm sure it will be out there somewhere. And also, that's tomorrow night. I'll talk about that in a bit, though. There's something else I want to just discuss now. For people who are on Clubhouse. Are you on Clubhouse? If you don't know what this is, Clubhouse is a drop-in audio app. It's quite a new app. I think it's still invite only just for a little while, but it will be opening up to the public at the end of March, early April. Right now, it's available for iPhone users. If you're looking for an invite, loads of people within the actonthis.tv community are giving invites away within our Facebook group, because there's lots of people now who are just getting invites left, right, and centre. So if you have a look in the Facebook group, that's facebook.com/groups/actonthistv. I'm sure you will find a thread in there where someone's like, if anyone needs a Clubhouse invite, get me a Clubhouse invite. And you can just write, in the comments, can I have a Clubhouse invite? And they should be able to send you one. So do that. But today I had approved, it took bloody ages, but I had the club that I created on Clubhouse approved, and I want you guys to all go and join it, basically. And it looks a bit like this. Here it is. Hopefully you can see that. It's just called TV Actors UK. I didn't want to call it Act on This because I thought people won't know what that is. It could be anything. So Act on This is the TV Actors Network, and obviously I focus on the UK TV industry. So you can, I don't know if it's even going to be, because this is such a new group, I don't even know if it's even going to be searchable yet. It might not even be indexed in the directory of clubs. But what you can do is if you just follow my account at Ross A. Grant, I can then manually invite you to the club. Okay, so if you do that, it just means that you get an invite. And then what we're going to do within that club is I'm going to host weekly some live rooms. Some will be at a set time. Others will just be randomly when I actually get, I might just go, I've got half an hour, let's just jump on. Petch is going to host some on his own as well, or just be me hosting these rooms. And it's just a way to sort of, again, galvanize the community, get everyone talking to everyone. It's basically like being on a group phone call. It's like amazing, honestly. The sort of like the intimacy of the calls is just like, it's like you're all just on the phone having a chat, no video, so you don't have to worry about I'm not ready to be on camera like you would be on Zoom or anything like that. It's just a super simple app, but it's brilliant. There's a load of bullshit on there as well. Be careful, sort of like some of the rooms are just trying to sell you a load of nonsense. But we won't be one of those rooms. It'll just be value, just helping you move forward in your acting career and just get to meet loads of cool people. So follow me at Ross A. Grant. See if you can search for the club, TV Actors UK. But like I say, it might not even be indexed yet. It's a brand new club. And then, if you can't find it, as long as you're following me, I'll be inviting people to that. But it is cool. If you've got any questions about Clubhouse, then let me know. Tonight is a Q&A, so you can ask questions on whatever you want. Jo says she's not got one. What's that, an iPhone, Jo? It will be available for Android later on in this month or next month. But yeah, at the moment, it's kind of like a bit of an invite-only sort of thing. Not because it's dead exclusive, just because they didn't want to open the app up to everyone and sort of break it. They need to scale it quite slowly. So that was the first point I want to talk about. Let's do some Q&A for a bit, and then I'll move on to the other points. So let's have a look. Is there a bit of talk here going on about Mandy? Because I can see Chris saying Mandy is useful for me, to be honest. Get bits of work from it. I think it's bullshit. You have to pay full price to have Mandy Actors. Yeah. So to be on Mandy Actors and what used to be Voices Pro. Because I've not been on Mandy in years, but when last time I was on it, it was called Actors. God, what was it called? What was it? Actors. What was it called? Casting Call Pro. That was it. Yeah, Casting Call Pro. And then they had Voices Pro. Voices Pro was actually pretty good. There was quite a lot of decent work on there, but then it all got took over by Mandy. And then, as you said there, Chris, you got to pay twice to be on each of those things, which I think is a little bit nonsense. It would be nice if they just did one membership and you got access to everything that they offered. But if someone was asking, is it like any good or not? I mean, basically, it's it's sort of like the entry level to the industry when you don't have enough credits for Spotlight. If you're looking for credits to get on Spotlight, you need those 4 credits to qualify for Spotlight, where a lot of the bigger jobs go out on. And obviously, you'll need to be on Spotlight for a lot of agents to even consider representing you. Doesn't mean all agents won't consider you without Spotlight. There's some out there that will. But it means that the agent's job is a lot easier submitting you for work if you are on Spotlight, but you need those 4 credits. So if you're not on Spotlight, Mandy, Star Now, Casting Networks, they're alternative platforms backstage as well that you can use, to get some of the, it's not all lower paid work. There's some sort of mid-level work on there as well. A lot of the top jobs obviously either go straight to agents or they'll go out via Spotlight. But it is a viable way for you if you hustle and work hard, to get those first few credits. And then after that, you can decide if it's still worth your while. I think any platform, any platform like that, you have actually got to use it. It depends. Sometimes, particularly on the Voices one, Chris, I don't know if you find this. I say I've not been on that platform for a long time, but you really had to sit down and sort of like, for 2 days a week, say, and just, literally refresh, wait for briefs to come in, do your self-tapes, do your voice auditions or whatever, and then get that over. Quite quickly before they became inundated. It depends. These platforms can be worthwhile if you are prepared to hustle. You can't just pay and then expect an audition to sort of just land on your lap. Doesn't sort of work like that. But if you're going to be on Spotlight, I think you said you were going to be on Spotlight. maybe you want to try that for a bit and just see if you already got, enough credits to be on Spotlight. A lot of the better briefs do go out on that platform. Margaret, how are you doing? Says, join us on this today. Looking. Oh, and then your comment's gone. I think you're probably saying looking forward to it. Amazing to have you here, Margaret. Thank you so much for joining. That's wicked. Great to have you in, and thanks for taking part in the challenge as well. I think you're part of the challenge, weren't you? Sandra, how you doing? Elizabeth, hope you are well. Let's have a look. Because Facebook is giving me all the comments layered on top of each other. I don't understand why it does this. It just makes it hard to read. I'm gonna have to just wait for those to scroll up a little bit. Honestly, Facebook, you are letting me down on the comments front. Dale says even Spotlight right now is very quiet, at least for my casting type anyway. Need an agent, but no rush to land the wrong one. Yeah, if you're make sure you check in the back end of Spotlight as well in terms of the filters that you've got turned on for your profile. Make sure that you really are in the right casting bracket in terms of your playing age and stuff like that. A lot of people they want to sort of like, I don't know, there's a tendency I think sometimes to just like try and stay in a younger playing age category as long as you can. I think we've all kind of done it where I was like, no, I'll just play 25 to 30. And then you get to 32, 33 and it's like, no, 25 to 30 is fine. And then I'm like 38 and I'm like, I should probably like bump it up a little bit just so that you're getting relevant, auditions through, and casting briefs through for your exact playing type. Make sure you go into the back end and you just make sure that your profile is absolutely bang on. Because depending on what you've put on your profile, obviously it's going to completely depend on how congruent the briefs are that you receive. Even though sometimes I see briefs coming through that have been, where they've got it wrong, where, it's just gone out to, it'll say like in the brief, woman 35 to 40, and then whoever's sent the brief out has ticked the box for all genders or something, so like everybody just gets it. So sometimes you'll get stuff through that's just not relevant for you anyway. But as long as you've set your filters properly, you've got the best chance of getting the most relevant relevant stuff there. Elizabeth, I do know I'm competing with Megan and Oprah tonight. I didn't know if anyone was going to come and watch this, but I appreciate you taking time out. Lauren, how you doing? You'll have got the Megan and Harry interview last night when it aired in the States. So yeah, Lauren's in America. But yeah, we'll all watch it later. Don't run off now. All right, Rachel, how you doing? Joe, hope you are good. Andrea says, I accidentally have it set something ridiculous like 18 to 50. That's an... Andrea, you need to change your playing age. I know, come on. I know you look young for your age, but 18 to 50... You know what I mean? That's a little bit wishful thinking, isn't it? That's very good. Maybe in the theatre from 3 miles away, you could play 18 to 50, but in the real world, let's get it down to a 5-year bracket. Ian says there's not enough digits for his playing age. Ian, if we need to add a few noughts, mate, we'll sort that out for you. Don't you worry about it. It's not a problem. Ian, you're not like a day over 21. Let's have a look. What's Ricky saying here? The recall has come through Mandy Voices, submitted on the 14th of February. It only got shortlisted last week. Working well for me so far. Oh, so you're just using... Yeah, honestly, the Voices... When it used to be Voices Pro, Ricky, it was good. It was a pretty decent platform. I've just not used it for a long time since it's changed to Mandy. Good evening. Lots of other people joining now. And Rachel, I think you're right. She said, I got the advice not to make my playing age greater than 8 years. I think that's a really, honestly, I think sort of like a 5-year-ish bracket is decent. We all like to think, we could play like 10 years younger than we are. A lot of cases, including myself, just lying to myself, can't do that these days. Right, what else do we want to talk about? So yeah, tonight's a reset as people are joining. Basically, normally I would sort of do a bit of a structured broadcast on a Monday night, playing some clips out from previous Acts on This.tv mastermind sessions that I hold every week with top casting directors, agents, actors, writers, producers. I'm going old school tonight. We're not doing that. We're just going literally full on. Ask me anything goes, Q&A, anything you might need help with. We're all there as a community. It's not just me answering this stuff. There's lots of people live in the comments. But, if you've got any questions on your acting career, voiceover career, do an awful lot of marketing yourself, reaching out to casting directors, headshots, showreels, literally anything, we can have a little chat about it. Just drop me a question in the comments here on Facebook. And if you're watching on Twitter or you're watching on LinkedIn, if you come over to facebook.com/actonthisTV, you can get involved in the chat here. That's where I'm looking at the chat tonight. Karen says, tips for my first self-tape. Right, okay, yeah, we can definitely sort that out. It's really the main part of, point of a self-tape is, to be deeply connected to the material that you are acting. That's got to be your priority, right? However, obviously, if a casting director can't see you well enough or can't hear you well enough, it doesn't matter how well you're performing. If we can't appreciate it, you're not going to get the job. You might go, oh my God, that was amazing. But actually, you're half in shadow. We can barely hear you. We're straining to hear. And then your self-tape gets sort of like pushed to the side because, people just can't see your performance. So lighting and audio are absolutely critical. Now, if you've not got the money to buy any lights or anything like that, then you want to be shooting in daylight. It just might mean, unfortunately, you can't do your self-tape at night. Daylight is much better light for shooting in than artificial light. If you don't have any actual, like a lighting rig to set up for your self-tapes. So you want to be well lit. If that means you end up sitting in front of a window, and then so you'd never shoot into the window, as in like because you're just going to be in silhouette. My window is here, so I would sit here, and then my camera would be looking at me, so I'm well lit by the light coming in through the window. Camera wise, don't get bogged down with kit. If you've got a decent iPhone, if you've got a phone, that's more than good enough. Audio is obviously very, very important. So you can buy, I'll show you a kit list that I put together. If you go to actonthis.tv/self-tape, I'll share this with you now, and I'll show you a little bit of kit. I put a list together, which is it's not exhaustive, it's just of my self-tape kit that I actually use, so I can vouch for all of this. So if you go to actonthis.tv/self-tape, just drop your email address in, and it will take you to this page here. And this is just some self-tape kit. So you don't have to buy all of this at once. You can just buy kit as you go along, It starts off very, very simply with, a basic tripod. There's a little tripod there if you want to shoot on your phone instead. You can get 4 tripods like this that are normally traditionally for, bigger cameras, DSLR cameras. You can get plates that sit on the top of these for your iPhone as well. So you don't have to get the tripod down if you use an iPhone. I mean, that's a great one if you just want to, if you're sitting it on the table in front of you. But if you want to have a bit more flexibility and you want a tripod that you can move up and down, it gets much higher than the little one there. You can buy quite cheaply plates that sit on the top that would enable you to attach your iPhone as well, or your iPad. So it starts off with those. Here's a couple of options for lights. I mean, these are a bit dearer. These are the lights that I use now. They're 180 quid for 2, but you get a lot more control over the balance of white light and yellow light on those. They fold down beautifully so that they're tiny in these bags there. You get the stands with those as well. But if you don't want to spend that much money, I used to use these ones, which are just soft boxes. Again, they fold down quite small, but they're a bit more of a faff to put up. So if you've got a room where you can keep them up, that's probably better. That's what I used to do, is put them in the corner of a room. They're only 69 quid for 2. And then you want to shoot against a plain wall. So it could be completely plain if you're lucky enough to have plain walls in your house. You've not got wallpaper with patterns on everywhere. You can buy these pop-up backdrops, basically, and they come in multiple colours. This one that I've got is grey on one side, green on the other, and again they fold down into little circles. And then at the bottom there, you've got a Rode SmartLav. Rode's an incredible company that just keep coming up with better and better and better audio stuff. And this is just a SmartLav, which is a little clip-on mic that can plug into your phone, or you can get adapters so you can use this on your regular camera as well, or your iPad or whatever. So if you go to actonthis.tv/self-tape, you can check this kit out. But ultimately, obviously the main thing that counts is that your performance is great, but we've just got to be able to see and hear you, the better quality you can make it. And don't deliver if it's your first self-tape. I know this sounds really obvious, but you might not know. Obviously, you're going to have a reader reading in the other lines for you. So you can have that on Zoom at the moment. Maybe you have your laptop and someone's on Zoom and you're reading, with those people. You're never going to deliver the lines down the lens of the camera. It's always going to be off to the right of the camera. That's how it will be filmed in an audition. So you would want to have your laptop to the right of camera. A few little tips. Hope that sort of give you something to think about. Lots of people are saying, Alex says, I've got those soft boxes, they're brilliant. Awesome. It's Joe says, listen to what Ross says. Nice one, Joe. I don't know what you're saying before that. Two LED panels are so much more versatile and can light from either side. Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? There's some great videos online for lighting so you don't get massive shadows. This is something that I struggled with for quite a while when I got LED light panels, because they're quite strong even when you turn them down. And there's a real knack to lighting and putting your lights either side so that they don't cast a massive, they sort of counterbalance each other out. They don't cast a massive shadow on the backdrop. So if you just Google lighting for, I don't know what, I think just lighting with no shadows or something like that, I think is what I Googled on YouTube. I'll probably create a video myself at some point, but there is some great tutorials on there that will just help you with that lighting. I can never get it perfect. To this day, I'll still never get it perfect, but I'm getting much better at it. But yeah, lighting is key. It just makes you look miles better as well. You know, sort of more forgiving, innit? You know, sometimes I think, oh God, look a bit tired. I've got a few bags under the eyes, and then you get a nice soft light on you. And you go, oh, I look miles better now. So it is good, but don't panic if you've not got the money yet to do that. You know, daylight is good. Artificial light's not so great, but daylight is really is quite flattering light as well. Just has sent 2 emails to casting directors today. 1 reply, happy days, on to tomorrow. Nice one, man. And yeah, you know, I've seen a lot of people taking more action now, which is great. I run a 5-day challenge at the start of the month that I just finished on Friday, and we get people to go through that, and it's sort of every day you get taught something about the industry, whether it's Showreels. These are like Zoom calls that I do, the recordings of Zoom calls I've done with really high profile people in the industry, and it's to help people sort of take control of their career and actually, you know, take action, do that writing, Josh, putting yourself out there. And the amount of people this week that I've seen going, oh my God, this actually works. Like, yeah. You don't have to leave everything to your agent. You know, it is completely within your control. John, how you doing? He says he's jumped in tonight. He's just a bit tired. Glad to see the community on here. John, so am I as well, mate. Because I thought the community would be with Meghan Markle tonight and Harry, but they're not. So thank you. We're just doing Q&A, John. If you've got any questions, we're just hanging out, mate. We're just chatting tonight, chilling out, having a little Q&A, and just talking about the industry. No sort of set agenda. Kelly, let's have a look what you're talking about here. Loads of YouTube clips of different accents. Oh, you're talking about accents. Maybe there's a question about accents that I missed. I've seen a few people looking for accent coaches recently. Can highly recommend Nat Grady. She does a lot of accent coaching in the industry. I think she does a lot of stuff on Skype or on Zoom nowadays. I think people seem to use Zoom over anything else. But yeah, at Nat Grady on Twitter. I've worked on a few TV shows where Nat's been the dialect coach on those shows. I think she's either currently or she was in the first series of All Creatures Great and Small. I'm pretty sure she was the dialect coach on the first series of that for Channel 5, and that's just started shooting season 2 today, literally just now. So I don't know if she's working on that again, but she's decent. If anybody else has got any other accent coaches, I think Samantha Masano, who's a member of ActOnThis.tv, an actress in our community, also does a lot of accent coaching as well. She's very, very good. She did an awesome job of a character in Hollyoaks, a Liverpudlian character, and Sam is not Liverpudlian, but her accent was absolutely spot on. Kelly says it was the vaccine day today. Love it. Oh, I'm well up for it. I'll take mine as soon as it's ready. Right, what else are we on? Caro says, would you send an email to an agency seeking representation without spotlight or casting directors? Yeah, absolutely, because what's the alternative? So I've not got any. I wonder if I've got any clips here. I bet I've not. I've not got any clips lined up, I don't think. No, I haven't. But I mean, ultimately, yeah, you absolutely should be. If there are certain agents in this industry who will not look at an actor if they're not a spotlight. I mean, that's just the reality of it. Okay. However, there are quite a lot who I've interviewed in ActOnThis.tv who are like, look, if I see something in someone, I see some talent, I'm like, my God, these people are amazing. I will take them on and I will help get them the jobs in the first place that then qualify them to get on Spotlight. So if you can, send a self-tape, or you can send, something that you've done, a short film, whatever it is, a scene from a showreel you've shot, showing that you are awesome, then there's no agent or casting director in the right mind going to go, oh my God, they're so good. I know that I could get them loads of work, but unfortunately they're not on Spotlight, so forget it. Doesn't make any sense. So yeah, you should absolutely be be reaching out to people, and particularly if you think you've got something quite unique. Maybe you've looked, and you must do this. You must look on an agent's website, check out their current clients, see if there's a U-shaped hole within their client. I might have actually something. I might have a clip from Guy Howe. So yeah, I have here. I think I have. This is Guy Howe, an agent from an agency called WGM Atlantic, and he was talking on one of our mastermind sessions recently about being approached, and quite a different approach that a girl used to get on his radar, and how really you kind of like, in his opinion, this won't go for all agents, obviously, because it's a very subjective industry, but he's like, look, you just can't be bold enough. I'll play this out. Hopefully this will play. It's only like a 2-minute clip, but this might sort of give you some motivation to go, screw it, I'm going to do it.
I'm Brazilian. I'm quite young. There's not many Brazilian actors that are my age and my casting type. So I wanted to ask, how bold is too bold to approach an agent when you know that you are quite, not rare, but like there's not many of the same casting type?
Yeah, I don't think there is a too bold, to be fair. We would never say we've never said anything's too bold. I think go as bold as you need to be. It's great, again, where are you based, if you don't mind me asking?
Manchester.
Cool. So I think it's great to point that out in terms of your heritage. I think it's a wonderful thing. But again, I think it's about making sure, if you're looking maybe at a northern agent as well, to make sure you can still stress back and still do northern, maybe demonstrate that if you can. Because what you don't want to do is, again, eliminate yourself from another category. Whilst it's a good selling point, and it's a great selling point, it works, you still want to just cover your bases as well a little bit, to make sure you can do your gritty northern. It's just sometimes important, just to cover your bases. But be as bold as you need to be. And do you know what, to be fair, we had a really interesting application from a lovely girl who actually did a self-tape of why she wanted to join the agency, and it was absolutely fucking brilliant. We signed her. She's a good actress. She's got a lot of potential, but what made her sign it, to be fair, is she actually did this great tape of why she wanted to join. And do you know what? That was absolutely fantastic for us, because we want people who will metaphorically bleed for you. And do you know what I mean? They'll give it their all. And if someone's that invested, it's still got to have the talent, but if they're that passionate about joining that agency, that's a massive thing. And they're the people you can probably rely on as well, which is a big thing.
Boom. So the answer is yeah, reach out, basically, regardless. I'm just seeing Caroline in the comments here as well saying that she did just that, and now she's been signed. I don't know if that was you, if you were saying, Caroline, you've been signed, you're not a spotlight, but I think you might be saying that. So Cara, yeah, absolutely. You've got to reach out, and like Guy said there, sometimes there isn't. It's not. He thinks you can't be too bold. I mean, there's sort of like being bold and there's being a little bit weird. I don't think you can be too bold. You can certainly be a bit too weird sometimes. I think some actors take it a bit far. But reach out. There's a lot of people who are shooting these kind of like self-tape style introductions as well. I'm seeing that more and more. We had Kate Morrison, an incredible agent, one of the biggest agents in the industry, full stop, actually, on last week, on Tuesday night for actors on actsonthis.tv, and no, Thursday night, wasn't it? Was it? What day is it? Yeah, Thursday night. I'm losing my mind. And she was saying she's received a couple as well, and although she didn't sign the people who sent them, she was like, wow, this was so different, really made them stand out, and like was quite flattering that they're taking the time out to put a video together, not super long, just a couple of minutes, just explaining sort of like a bit more about them, because they felt that they could get a lot more of themselves across in a video than they could in a just a text email, or a letter if you want to go old school. So yeah, I mean, ultimately, do it. Just do it. And Caroline's saying, yeah, not on Spotlight, but she's been signed. So yeah, it's possible if you're talented enough and they can see that in you, then they'll help you get those. It's only 4 credits. It's not asking for the world. They'll help you get those 4 jobs. That will help you, qualify so you can get on Spotlight. Ahmad says, I'm looking for an agency who would take me on, but I don't have any professional experience. I'm willing to learn. So what you do there is, yeah, I mean, ultimately you need to get some decent classes under your belt. If you're just starting off and you're like, look, I've not got really any experience, I think one of the best ways to do that is to get experience and to also get people to see you. Is to go to some really established weekly acting classes, TV classes, if that's what you want to work in. And you'll find a lot of these classes will invite periodically. They'll invite agents in to watch the class, so that agents do this. They like doing this, so they can pick people out who they see aren't represented and have got talent. They'll sometimes invite casting directors in. They'll run workshops, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, if you're first starting out, you're like, look, where do I start? Absolutely has to be by working on your craft. No agent, you need to prove to an agent you're good, basically, regardless of how you do that. And using class footage is good for that as well. If you film stuff in class, that's what I did to get an agent once. I'd shot 3 scenes in class I was really proud of, had no showreel footage, but they, showed that I could act. And that's what helped get me signed. So classes would be a great place to start. Russ says, I'm realizing the wonders of Twitter after never getting on for so long, thanks to last week. So yeah, Russell was on the challenge last week, and you've joined Ads on this now, mate. Thanks so much for becoming part of the community. Thanks for the 5-day challenge. I honestly learned so much in such a short space of time. That's what it's about, mate. Honestly, that's why I do all the mastermind sessions for Ads on this, because it's like, I honestly believe like the biggest thing stopping most actors getting work is the lack of knowledge of the business of the business. It's not that they can't act. So many people, when you get to a certain level and you are good enough, you can do the work, but it's about going, well, how do I actually market myself, get myself in front of these people? Who do I even get myself in front of? I don't even know who to reach out to. It'd be like me starting off in the music industry going, I want to become a singer and I want to get an album deal. And I go, I have no idea where to go. And it's exactly the same when people come into the acting industry and you go, right, I want to get a TV role. Where do I start? And you've got absolutely no idea. Actonthis.tv basically teaches you this stuff. So if you're good, I honestly think if I went back to the start of my career, I could get a TV job in about 8 weeks, literally from scratch. If as in from graduating drama school, so I could act. I had the ability, but it's because I didn't know the business of the business. It took me 4 years. So that's what I'm trying to do by bringing these people on every week, is sort of give you that knowledge so you don't spend that 4 years banging your head against a brick wall, because there'll be a lot of people on here who are good enough already. You're good enough already to do those first TV jobs, those 2 lines as the doctor or the copper or whatever. Let's have a look. I said I haven't had experience before, but unpaid. Well, you would use, if you've got that experience, if you've shot stuff, then you want to create a showreel. From that, showing your experience, showing that you can act, showing that you're good, and get that out to agents to prove to a point that that you're commercial and that you could earn the money effectively. I've done my own online movie, says Cheryl, and I've had headshots but need more acting or commercial work without an agent. It's out of the hustle, Cheryl. That how much time you want to put in, basically, through utilizing groups on Facebook, getting into filmmaking groups, directing groups, creating your own showreel if you want to shoot one with a company who makes showreels from scratch, or you want to shoot some self tapes, put that out there. It's about following all the big casting directors on social media, making sure that you're interacting with them where it's appropriate to, not just stalking them and sending them loads of nonsense, but keeping an eye out for briefs that get put out on social as well. Constantly sort of be keeping your ears to the ground and looking for opportunity, because it will not come to you until you go to it, basically. It's not just going to come and go, all right, do you want a job? So you've got to keep doing what you've been doing to get work, but just triple, quadruple down on it. Which courses, workshops and classes do you put on your CV? I don't put any rates, to be honest. I don't know how many people look at them. I don't think it's that valuable, to be honest. If you've trained somewhere, at an accredited drama school, or, you've done like a 1-year intensive or something, I think that can kind of count. A lot of these courses that you do, if they are like 1-year intensives or 3-year degrees and stuff, they will qualify you for like spotlight upon graduation, and they're quite well known. And I think a lot of people, will go, okay. But even then, I honestly don't think anybody's, bringing anyone into audition based on what drama school they went to. I was speaking to Kelly Valentine Henry last year when, she's casting director for Bridgerton and Gangs of London and Broadchurch and loads of massive stuff. And she said she got to the point within her auditions when she would print out all of the CVs for the actors she was bringing into the room, and they would normally put them on the table in front of them for the director and the writer or whoever was in the room, the producer, to look at when we were doing in-person auditions. And she said it got to the point where, after so many auditions, she'd look at the pile and they hadn't been touched the whole day. She thought, I'm going to stop doing this because it's just a waste of time and a waste of paper. And And it's because the director, the writer, they weren't bothered. They didn't care about your CV, what you'd done before. They were just there to see you audition. And if you blew them away, they're not going to go, "Oh, you're absolutely amazing. Well, let me just have a look. Where? Oh, right, yeah, they trained there, or oh, they haven't trained, or it doesn't really matter." So I don't think it holds that much clout. So I wouldn't really kind of worry about it, to be honest with you. I think a lot of actors just want to put anything on the CV to make it look like they're doing stuff. But really, I think what's way more powerful than your CV is your headshot on your show reel. Because it's always going to be 9 times out of 10 the photograph that grabs someone's attention initially. So that has to be something you focus on, not a workshop you've done. Make sure you've got a cracking photo, a really good, solid headshot from a professional headshot photographer, not from your mum or someone who's just took a picture of you in the garden or on your iPhone or whatever. An actual photographer who doesn't just deal in portraits either. You get a lot of photographers who do these family portraits where you all sit around and there's a white background, or they shoot pictures of babies, and they're not headshot photographers. Seek out a headshot photographer who literally focuses on actors' headshots. And then from there, it's about, your work will speak for you. Your show reel will speak for you, not really your CV. So I won't worry about it too much. But it's just my opinion. I am not God. Other people may completely disagree with that. But in just my own experience, I've not seen anybody care. If I'm honest, sounds quite brutal, doesn't it? But I've never seen anyone look at my CV and go, "Oh, you trained at the Manchester Metropolitan School of Theatre? Yeah, nice one." No. I mean, I don't think anyone in 15 years has cared. They just go in and you have a chat and they go, "Right, you want to do your audition?" And if you're good, you get the part, and if you're shit, you don't get the part. Or if you're not as good, or there's lots of things as well. You can be good, of course. You can still be good and not get the part, but you know what I mean. Definitely. Let's have a look. I've missed some more comments. Tom would still get, what's this? Tom, I've missed it. Facebook is being a real pain tonight on these messages. Does anyone use casting networks better than Mandy? Says Ethan. I've not for a long time, to be honest, Ethan. However, the same group that owns casting networks has now bought Spotlight, hasn't it? So I don't know what is going to happen, and what they're going to... I don't know, maybe they're going to they definitely won't merge the two platforms because they're very, very different. They're for two sort of different types of actors, really. There was a lot more commercial stuff going out on casting networks. But it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what, kind of like what happens there and what changes, if any, are made to Spotlight now it's been bought. Ali says, when I emailed Lucy Allen, she replied and mentioned that she used to go to the same acting classes, so sometimes it can make a connection. Yeah, do you know what? Okay, yeah, I suppose that's a fair point, Alex. Maybe if a casting director, say Peter Hunt, for example. Actually, you know what? Yeah, this is something that I've overlooked. Say, for instance, Peter Hunt, who's the casting director for Hollyoaks. He used to run, he founded Act Up North, a great acting class I can highly recommend. Michael Jackson, for instance, he also runs Act 4 TV. His wife is Beverly Keogh, a top casting director. If you had on your CV Act Up North or Act for TV, and it went to Peter or Michael or Beverly, then that would resonate, because then it's not going to get you an audition necessarily, but what they could do if they were interested in you is Peter, because he's got his connections with David Crowley, who now runs Act Up North, could go, "Oh, Alex has just sent this CV through. He looks all right for this. I'm just wondering, what's he like in class?" Or they could say to Michael, "Oh, Karen's just, Beverly might be like, Michael, have you heard of this person? Because, they're saying they go to Act for TV. What are they like?" And it could just get you that bit of extra, sort of like credibility that might sway them to actually give you a chance. So that's a good point, Alex, mate. I'd not thought of that, but that's fair enough, definitely. Do you think that working as a supporting artist is a good start in the industry, or is it better to focus on auditions and train in drama school? I think I learned an awful lot. I did both. I think there's this weird myth that's absolute bollocks in this industry and it's so, honestly, it's so nonsense. You'll hear it all the time. If you ever do a lot of background work, you'll hear them say this, or you'll hear people who think they know what they're talking about say this. "Oh, but once you're seen as a background artist, they'll only ever see you as a background artist." What a load of tosh. What an absolute load of bollocks. Because there's no casting director in the world taking any notice of who are the background artists on said show. Like, at all. And it's the casting directors and the exec producer and the director, maybe, who will bring you in for a role, to be seen at audition, and they've got so much to worry about on the set with the leading cast that they're not looking at who's in the background. Everybody is super, super important, of course, but it won't be the director normally. It'll be the first or the second or the third AD, who will be looking after all that other stuff. Booking background artists, getting background artists on set, arranging them on set, all this sort of stuff. So this whole thing, wants to see you as a background artist, that's all they'll see you as. Who are you even talking about? Absolute nonsense. So I think getting experience on a set is so valuable. Background work is long days, and gotta remember, I did it when I was like 16, to about 18, something like that. Really long days. You end up sitting on a bus for most of it, and sometimes you'll even go on a set and you won't even work. They'll just, you'll get to the end of the day and they've not got to the scene they were going to use you for, and you'll just go home and you'll still get paid. But what was invaluable is talking to people on the set and also just observing. Sometimes I'll be like, look, can I just stand well out of the way over here and just watch? And you'll get to learn a load of the lingo that they use, because there's a lot of stuff on set that you won't understand language-wise, and a lot of terminology and a lot of names of people. You'd be like, well, what does the grip do? What's a spark? An electrician. What does I'm trying to think of, at speed mean before they say action? Or what's the job of a first AD? What does a second AD do? What does a third AD do? What's a director of photography? What does the director do? Unless you're on a set, you don't see all this stuff. So I think it's a brilliant education that you don't get anywhere else. You cannot get that education really anywhere else. You can read about it in a book, but until you're on a set and you see how many people are involved in a shoot, you won't really understand the scale of it. So I think it's great to do it. You don't have to do it for ages, because ideally, you'll go, right, I've done that 5 times now. I get that. I understand. You go into classes, you're getting better, and you want to build up. Sometimes people want to build a career out of background artistry, though, and that's it. And that's great. If that's what you want to do, that's what you're happy with. I know people who do that for a living. They do 2 or 3 jobs a week. They get 150 quid a pop, and they're dead happy. So there's nothing wrong with it at all. It's certainly not looked down on whatsoever, and it's certainly not a case of, once you're seen as a background artist, that's all they see you as. Nobody cares. No one can remember who was there, on a busy shoot when there's dozens of people there. So yeah, I think you do both though. You absolutely, get some experience there in a low pressure environment. Train. Whether you choose drama school or you choose a regular acting class, there's no right answer. It's very personal choice. It's whatever you feel comfortable with. Do that. But yeah, just experience of as many things as you can is so vital. I just revisited my method actor training with my old teacher, says Liz, and it has been wonderful to refresh my energy and memory exercises and realize how important it is to keep practicing. Yeah, and just keep, experimenting as well, and just having a bit of a laugh. It is interesting, like how quickly you can kind of forget how much you enjoy it when you don't do it. I just a couple of weeks ago was on a Clubhouse room, talking about Clubhouse before, and at the end of the night they did an hour of just improv, and they just got 2 people up on the stage in Clubhouse. This is an audio only app, so you can't see each other, and they just gave you they just give you a scenario and you just act it out between the two of you, just audio, like you're on the phone effectively. And it was such good fun, just going, I'm just gonna have a laugh and just go completely, just go for it and have a laugh with it. And it was after I did that, I thought, God, you know what? Kind of missing this a little bit. Like, I'd kind of forgotten how much I enjoyed having a laugh, performing. Because for for many, many months now, we've all just been stuck in, haven't we? Not been able to go to classes and do improv or, that sort of stuff. It's all just kind of been online. So yeah. Oh, and Alex is saying, don't put it on your CV. Yeah, background work, it's pointless putting it on your CV. I mean that in the loveliest, kindest way. Don't try and big up the role and make it seem bigger than it was that you did. A lot of people go, right, I'm gonna put all my background stuff on a CV, and I'll even maybe give myself a name or something like that. You don't really want to get in the awkward position where you're caught out with that. You don't want to go and audition for a show that was direct, on your CV is something that you did background work on, that you said you allude that you did more on, and then you end up going to an audition and it's the director of that show, and they go, oh, I don't remember this. What was this? And you go, oh God, I just made it up. It's just a bit awkward. It's very valuable, but yeah, you don't have to put essay work on your CV. Dale says, I know someone who has had a career being an essay. She loves it as it's flexible for her self-employment. Yeah, honestly, what a great, what a lovely career to just, get paid to sit on a bus, have some food, hang out with some actors for a little bit and go home. Just the long hours, that's the only thing. Is sometimes really long hours and sometimes very cold as well when you're doing a night shoot or something like that. But yeah, it is still... still valuable. Right, we've got about 10 more minutes. I'll just recap on what's going on tomorrow night. So if you're not a member of actonthis.tv, I'd love you to come and get involved in the community. Basically, every single month, not month actually, every week. It used to be monthly, but every week, literally 4 times a month, I host mastermind sessions, Zoom calls, effectively with the biggest names in the industry, top casting directors, top agents, actors, writers, producers. We jump on a private Zoom call together as a community, and ultimately, really get to the nitty-gritty of the business of this business. Ultimately, if we're bringing a casting director on, it's like, look, how do we get in front of you? What do we need to do to get auditions? What do you like? What you don't like? What do you want to see on a show reel? What don't you want to see? How do you like being contacted? All this sort of stuff. We find out what they're casting. Lots of cool stuff. If it's an agent like Kate last week, we find out sort of, how she discovers new faces, what she's looking for when she's taking clients on, the pitfalls of reaching out to agents, the do's, the don'ts, everything in between. And actors, obviously, we learn from all of their triumphs and all of their tragedies in their career. So we don't have to make those mistakes. I think that's fantastic. That's why I love reading people's books, because you get to read in like a weekend 40 years of their experience of life, of like how they've got to where they've got. Tomorrow night, we have the amazing... love her to bits. I think one of the most talented actresses in our industry, full stop. Jill Halfpenny in the house. That's her in a famous tartan jacket from The Drowning. Apparently, when that was a Channel 5 drama just a few weeks ago. Very, very cool drama. 4-part series. Won't spoil any of the storyline with you or anything like that, but there's some amazing twists. Basically, the character's son drowns, and then 9 years later, she thinks she sees him on the way to school, and then a whole story unveils. And I won't tell you whether it is him or not, or what happens, or the twists, or the ending. It's incredible drama. I'm sure you'll be able to catch up on it on Channel 5 or whenever, whatever they have like their catch-up thing. I don't know. But it is very, very good. I'll play a trailer for it in a minute. Jill is going to be joining us tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. for all members of actonthis.tv. If you want to be there, get yourself over to actonthis.tv/live. The URL is on the bottom of the screen, somewhere around here. Or if you're listening on the audio experience, just actonthis.tv/live. Grab a membership, and we're going to be talking all about Jill's career. I mean, she started off in Biker Grove many, many, many years ago. I think in the show, if I remember correctly, I have to research this, I think the character Jill played, I think her sister, who might have been called... Dobson was a surname, wasn't it? I'm sure it was. Someone Google it for me now. I think her sister shot PJ in the face with the paintball gun that blinded him. Remember when PJ got blinded by the paintball incident on Biker Grove? I'm pretty sure it was Jill's character's sister. I might have been completely wrong, but my memory's telling me that. I'll have to go and actually give it a little Google. Her sister shot PJ in the face. So I mean, that's where she started, though, in an iconic show. Obviously, he's gone on to do just incredible shows. He's constantly working as well, and he's just so lovely. But the last time I interviewed Jill, it was part of a roundtable podcast that I was doing with casting director Victor Jenkins, who's an incredible casting director, and it was with director Lewis Arnold, who is just one of the biggest directors in the industry, full stop, right now. And they'd just done a show called Dark Money for BBC. It was a superb drama starring Jill and Babu Cisse. Again, about the tragedy around a son. She's playing all of these sort of like mums with kids who are just these really emotional roles right now, where their kids are just in trouble. Like, just look after your kids, Jill. It's incredible, though. The Dark Money was fantastic. And what I loved about Jill during that chat was how vulnerable and open she was. So I DM'd her on Twitter, and I was like, Jill, will you come back and we'll just do a chat, me and you? And I jumped on Zoom with her just for a chat the other day, and I was like, what I loved about you was just how normal you were and like open these chats were, and all of the insecurities around auditioning and vulnerabilities, and how she didn't even think she'd got the role for Dark Money, and the reasons behind that, and we can discuss that again tomorrow night. But she said, I promise you we'll have plenty more of that on this chat. So here's a little trailer for The Drowning, if you haven't seen it, just to whet your appetite about what, this kind of stuff we're going to be talking about. But cracking show. You should check this out if you've not seen it already.
The deceased has suffered a tragic accident and drowned. I'm sorry.
I promised I'd keep him safe.
He died, Jodie.
You're gonna think I'm mad. It's Tom. followed him all the way to the school gates.
So what? He's been living here, kept against his will all these years.
I don't know yet, but I'm gonna find out.
Don't tell her. Daniel's father.
He's told me to keep away from you.
Has she gone completely mad?
You've convinced him that you're his mother.
I know where he is.
What will happen to the boy?
I'm trying to prove what I already know.
This is the last place she should have gone.
A brand new 4-part drama, The Drowning, coming soon to Channel 5.
Boom. Yeah, cracking it. Looks good. I bet the trailer, you bet you're like, wow, it's as good as it looks, honestly. I think it had some of the best viewing figures as well for Channel 5, full stop, like over the last couple of years. So yeah, we're gonna be talking all about that. Her experience of shooting it, her experience of getting the job. I don't even know if it was a straight offer or she had to audition for it. I literally know nothing. So it's going to be a real chat of sort of discovery and finding out everything about it tomorrow night. So that's 7:30 p.m. If you do want to be involved, get yourself over to actsonthis.tv/live, where you will find as well the next few calls. I'm not going to show you them all, but we have got some crackers coming up. If I go to the live page, no, not that one. That's definitely not it. Where's the live page? Come on, Ross. There you go. Here it is. Here's the live page. 21 hours, 36 minutes, 24 seconds till we see Jill. But then the week after, the following Thursday, really been looking forward to this one for a while. I've had to rearrange this on a couple of times because Elizabeth has been filming something else and her schedule's been crazy. But Elizabeth Henstridge, star of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., fantastic show. I'm sure if you're a Marvel fan, you will have seen this. She plays Gemma Simmons in it, an incredible like biochemist. It was just amazing. Like, it's an American show. Obviously, huge. She's from Sheffield, though. She's gone over to the States and crushed it, but she plays this character, who just, the language she has to use, not bad language, I just mean technical language, because she's the biochemist. It's just phenomenal, and she handles it with such grace. It's like, honestly, she's such an incredible actress, who also does a lot of stuff herself on social media. Has a really, really successful vlog, and podcast. Uses a lot of her profile within the Marvel universe, to sort of shoot episodes of that. Really, really cool. Just a very proactive person. So we're going to be watching Elizabeth's screen tests for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as well and dissecting those. She did an incredible job at the audition. Week after that, we got Aisha Bywaters coming by. Awesome casting director. Was voted by Screen Daily and Screen International as star of tomorrow in 2020. Just a real quality casting director. Used to work with Shaheen Baig for 6 years, so helped Shaheen cast things like Peaky Blinders and Black Mirror. She's recently been casting stuff. I think is it called Lady Parts, for like a comedy for Channel 4. I'm sure I saw her casting that as well. And like it says in the blurb there, Cyberbully, The Watchmen, which starred Stephen Graham, Enterprise, really funny TV show. As well. So lots of great stuff going on. I don't know exactly what she's working on right now, but I keep seeing her put briefs out for stuff. So we'll find out exactly what Aisha's doing on the 23rd of March. And then I've only got the next 3 up on there. I've confirmed the 4th one today, but I'm not going to tell you what that is yet. But we've got an absolutely just a freaking cracking lineup of guests for like this year. Full stop. The guests I'm going to be bringing you this year. Blow your head off, not literally, but metaphorically, which is good. So yeah, if you want to be there, actsonthis.tv/live, go get your membership. What else is going down in the chat here? Honestly, isn't it better to get some money in from SA work than being in a random office job? Hell yeah, Joanna, I completely agree with you. Honestly, this is what I mean when people say, like, once you're an SA, you'll always be an SA. It's nonsense. That's just said by people who don't know what they're talking about. Oh yeah, Alex, you noticed. I forgot to tell you. So Aisha, her webinar is an early one. This is the first time. Actually, we did this with Matt Lucas once, actually, because he had a really busy schedule when Matt came on, and we sung "Thank You, Baby Potato" on Matt Lucas's piano. That was an early one as well. But this one, yeah, you'll notice there, 3:30 p.m., not 7:30. We're normally in the evening. 7:30 p.m. is our usual time. Aisha's just had a baby and only has childcare from 10 till 5:30. And obviously, new mum wants to spend the evenings with her child. So that's absolutely, of course, that's not going to deprive her of that. So we're doing that one at 3:30. Now, I get it. I mean, some people might be working and you won't be able to join. That one, I mean, they're all recorded. And there's never been one in the past where the recording has not gone up in the members area. There's just this one from last week with Kate because of the clients we mentioned within it. Her clients are very, very famous. We just need permission to put that up in the members area. So I'm hoping that will be the case. But this one, the one with Aisha, will definitely go up in the members area. So if you cannot be there, you'll definitely have the recording of it, no problem. Ross, got any more giveaways coming up? Josh, you know what? Maybe, mate. What do you want? What do you want? A buy for now cap? I'm gonna get some merchandise. Dale, I'm gonna look at your email, mate. Dale, can you send me if you got an idea for how we would make it work? Because Dale prints stuff. He's got a company printing stuff. How would we do it? Basically, how can I set you up like Teespring? So the way Teespring works is I just design the stuff, put it on Teespring, set a price on it, members buy it, or just non-members, doesn't matter, anyone buys it, and then they make it, and then they send it, and then it's all done for me. I don't actually need to do it because I do not have time to be posting hoodies and caps out to people because I just have no time whatsoever as it is. So I couldn't do that. But Dale, if you can set yourself up as a Teespring with no zero hands-on necessary from me, let me know definitely, because I've been looking at I even got a Teespring account to check it out, but again I've not had time to log in. I will explore it and see how it works, and we'll just find out what the easiest and best solution would be. But I'm all ears for anybody who wants to pitch in and go, listen, you should get me to do it because, and if it works, it works. Josh wants some self-tape kit and some mics. By the way, you're honest, Josh. Basically, you're just asking for free stuff. He's like, Ross, you just buy me some stuff. And maybe I will do another. I gave away a couple £100 with a self-tape kit. When did I do that? January. Maybe we'll do that again. I'll do like a microphone, some lights, and a backdrop. Yeah, because that'd be about £150. I'm not rolling in it, Josh, but maybe I could do. I'd have to get people to enter on, to try and grow the Instagram account or something. Get people to sort of share it on Instagram and, tag people in it and stuff to help me grow the Instagram account. And if you help me grow the Instagram account, I'll do a competition then, something like that. I'm very transparent. I'll obviously do a competition because I want to give things back, but I'd like to get something from it as well. So if you can help me grow Instagram and bring people to Act on This TV on Instagram and follow the account, because I'm putting out loads of stuff on Instagram as well. Do come and follow. And also follow me on Clubhouse at Ross A. Grants, because I've now got the Act on This club on Clubhouse as well. I showed people this before. Don't know if you were here for that, but I've started a club on Clubhouse called TV Actors UK. It's so new, I don't think it even appears in the directory when you search for clubs as of yet. But if you follow me at Ross A. Grants on Clubhouse, I will manually invite you to the club. You'll find me in the club. There'll be no sipping on bub or whatever 50 Cent did, though. None of that. If anything, we'll have a green tea or a coconut milk latte. You find me in the club, sipping on a latte. I went on a stag do to Holland once, and I got so drunk. The next day, I said, I'm not drinking anymore. And my mates had to go to the bar the entire day because we were on another daytime drinking sesh that I'm just not all about. And the order for the entire day was, mate, 6 pints of Heineken and a latte. And I just had 6 lattes throughout the day. I was like, I'm just not doing drink anymore. I cannot bloody do it. Right, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you so much for being here. It's just gone 10 o'clock. I better go and get the recording of this online, and I will get the podcast up as well on Spotify and Stitcher and iTunes. If you ever want to catch up on the audio from these free broadcasts on a Monday night, if you just search for Act on This TV, all one word, audio experience on Spotify or on iTunes or on Stitcher, you can subscribe for free and just get the audio of these Monday Night Lives direct, free every week, delivered straight to your device. And if you're listening on that right now, thank you so much for downloading it. It's about 2,000 actors a week download it. I have no idea who they are. If you are listening on the audio experience, tweet me at Ross A. Grant. Let me know that you listen. I'd like that. Because loads of you like it. I expect, unless it's just 2,000 bots downloading it. I have no idea who you are, but yeah, thanks for the download. Wayne says, if Josh can learn Riverdance and do a self-tape and share it here and on Insta, Ross, then the free... Yeah, all right, Josh. Yeah, we're going to do a competition, a Riverdance competition for some self-tape lights. You've got to do Riverdance whilst holding a sign up saying I love actonthis.tv, and then at the end of it, you've got to spin around like Michael Jackson, do the splits, and then get the piece of paper and smash through it with your head. And then you win. Then you win the self-tape kit, Josh. Now, don't quote me on that, though, because I get people actually doing that now and then saying, right, I've won the self-tape kit. Right, thank you so much for being here. Massive love to you all. I hope I can see you tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. with the wonderful Jill Halfpenny. Going to be an absolute cracking session. Have I got anything else to play yet? You know what? I didn't set this up very well tonight, did I? I've got no clip to play. You know what I have got? Yeah, I have. I've got a clip from just like my favourite man in the world right now, Babu Cisse. I've still got this on here. Babu's just such an incredible guy. I'm going to read through tomorrow for another episode of Sky drama Wolf, and Babu stars in it, so I'll see Babu tomorrow. But here's a great clip that I hope will just empower you tonight. Stop asking for permission for shit. Stop feeling you're less than other people. You can only ask for something when you hit a certain level, or you're not as good as then, or when you hit this level, you can ask for that or that. Listen to Babu, right? I just want you to implement this in your life. It's one of the most important clips you will ever watch in your acting career. Until tomorrow night, thanks for being here. Lots of love. Bye for now.
What were you doing at 20? Business degree. I thought you were going to say masturbating.
Bollocks, it's not it. I've called it that, but it's not. It was actually the video of me and Rob Collier. Oh, bollocks. Have I got anything else? What's make positivity louder? Oh, that's annoying. That was such a good ending as well. And it would have been great to play you that clip. I wonder how. Wait a minute. I might be able to get you that clip. Bear with me. I'm going to get you that clip. This is what I'm going to do. Oh, hang on. I hope this doesn't change anything. I hope I don't change camera angles here. If that clip comes on with Rob again, just hang on. I'll be back. I don't think it should do, though. Is it? Or am I this? Right. Hopefully it's not gone off. Or if it has, you can still hear me and you'll just see an Instagram thing. Right, hopefully it's not. So, if I select this, I'm going to get the Babu Meister up. And we're going to play it out. Because I feel like I've done him a disservice. Babu. Right, boom. So, if I do that and that. Now, I don't know if this is going to work. But I hope it will. I'll say bye for now, but I might well be back in 3 seconds. Bye for now.
How did you continue with your family and partner to kind of like, obviously, your time is swallowed up with family in a great way, but you have to kind of, it changes, your life changes.
I was lucky. Earlier on, I was talking about relationships with agents. Having an agent that's an enabler and not an agent that's like a gatekeeper makes a big difference. But what you really want is someone who respects that your children come first. The most wonderful thing in this industry is most people who are involved in this industry do already have children. They're much older and so on and so forth. So they've already been through that.
Yeah.
I would say the first thing is the desire to make it work. And then you taking the steps on a day by day basis to manage it. Occasionally you will have to make a decision not to do an audition. What I did in that scenario is I contact the people or I get my agent to, if you're lucky enough to have that kind of agent that will do it, to say to them, these times don't work. This is the time that works. And then
you feel like such an arsehole when you have to ask that though, don't you? Especially if you're not quite at the level you want to be at or whatever,
This is the other thing that I want to say is counterintuitive. There is no level you're at. So the belief is that you have to be big enough to demand for them to give you space.
Yeah.
You're big enough now.
Yeah. You can be polite around everything that you do.
Absolutely.
But I'm always afraid to ask for anything that isn't like, yes, I'll drop everything and be there straight away.
No, that from today, just delete that file in your brain. Just be like, nope. Right now, value what you need above what you think they need.
Yeah.
So just ask for what you want to ask for. So say, I cannot audition at these following times. Of course, you would have already tried to see if you could make it work. First thing is, you manage the expectations. Listen, wait a second, I need to go check this. I do have a child, and child care is number one on my list.